Okay everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I have some exciting news for everyone. I actually am in a different area now. I actually have a new craft area slash room. It's in my basement now. No more my bedroom is not my craft room anymore. Finally, my bedroom is it's so much better now. I actually just switched over yesterday, so I'm still getting used to this whole area. So this whole table is my wreath area, and then I have another table, so it's kind of like an L, so it's come out this way, and then on the end of this table is another table that comes out that I have. It's more like my paper crafting area, but this way we can have a full area for our wreath. I'm going to be still getting a better setup for my camera and everything. So right now it is actually like still gonna be long way, but my dad's gonna help me make a different tripod type thing. So it's different. So right now we're gonna have to make do with what we got. But yes, so today we're gonna be making another summer wreath using this sign. It says relax. It's a circle sign. I got it from the dollar store. We're gonna be using this 21-inch mesh. It's like a blue teal type. It goes perfect with his shirt. The greenery we're going to use today are some of these palm leaves, I think they're called. Yeah, green palm leaves. So I got a bunch of them. So we got enough to do this one. I got a bunch of them actually. I got these at Walmart actually for 50 cents each. So they'll go perfect with this palm. We also got some shrubs that we can use over here. We got these guys we can put in there. And then the flowers, I got some boxwood if we want to use that too. I'm not sure. I got all sorts of greenery for today. And then the flowers we're going to use are actually going to be over here. Grab the bin. We got these lilies. No, they're not lilies. Yeah, they are lilies. These pink lilies to help go with the guy, the little flamingo. We got some more lilies. So I got 2 packs of lilies. I got these red, what are they called? Baby's breath, just to help bring out the red a little bit. We'll see if we need to use these. We got a pick of this Queen Anne's lace. So I'll see if we need that. I got some yellow to help bring out the yellow. These ones are called freesia. So we got 2 packs of those. We got these orange daisies to see if we need to bring out, because I want to bring out some of the orange that's in here. And then we got some white to help blend things together. I also got some other flowers we could always use in my stash, but these are the ones I kind of picked out for today. But we're going to start with just getting the mesh in first. So let's get that done. So let me grab our wreath form. We're going to be using a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath form for today. I didn't get it ready yet, so we're going to get that ready quick. We're going to grab my pipe cleaners. We'll probably just go with some dark blue. I don't think we're going to add ribbons into this wreath. We might. For right now, I'm deciding probably not. Leaning towards it probably not, because I kind of want to, I think the palm leaves are just going to help bring up, it would just cover up, I think. So we're just going to take some of these blue tinsel ties. Where's my scissors? Oh, right here. Well, actually, we'll just use my... It's so much different, you guys. It's so weird. You guys can see, actually, I have a banner of all my little animals. So this is my guinea pig, or one of them. Twix, and then that's a chinchilla. So we'll do a whole craft room, and we might even do a basement tour, because my animals are all down here. So if you guys ever hear any noises... I got a bunny that's like cage that's over here. You guys hear this right now? It's water bottle for my guinea pigs. They're drinking. So there's gonna be a couple different noises down here. You might hear my family upstairs. So that's my guinea pigs right now. Drinking. It's actually Twix. So yes, I will. Right now, it's not perfect. We're gonna just make do with what we have right now. I have it pretty much to my liking, but my dad said we might build some more storage, because as I said, I had my bedroom, and then I also had 2 other closets in the house that had my stuff in. I have one closet emptied out right now and put away, besides my ribbons. I had all my ribbons in my closet like I showed you guys in one of my videos. What am I trying to say? I don't have enough room in my room for them right now, so yes. So we're gonna put this on fast forward mode, and I'm gonna quickly put the tinsel ties in. You guys know what I do. Every one here, and then the third row I put one, and then I put 1 and 2 on the 2 other crossbars. So I'm gonna quick do that. I'm gonna put this on fast forward mode. I'm gonna do the poofs. The poofs we're gonna be doing. We're gonna use the 21-inch mesh, and we're gonna do poofs. It'll be 10-inch poofs on the inside, and 12 on the outside. So I will come back when I have the wreath completely done, or not completely done. When I have all the mesh in, and then we'll poof together. Okay, so I just did as you guys just saw, I put the twisty ties on, and I measured, or I did the mesh. So I did 10-inch loops on the inside and 12 on the outside, and you still have this much left, so you still got some left. You could do them bigger or smaller, depending on how you want your mesh to be, or how big or full you want your wreath to be. I tend to make it nice and full. That's how I like it. But if you're not trying to go for as a full of a wreath, you could also do the same method with a 10-inch mesh, and it would be less full. If you guys saw my video, the previous video with the monograph one, you guys would have saw that I did it that way. So now what I do is, since this is a 21-inch mesh and there is a lot of mesh hiding underneath all these little loops, I go in here and I just start poofing. Halfway through the thing, guys, I remembered I didn't have my hot glue gun plugged in or my skillet, so I needed to, I had to quick go plug those guys in, so that way when we add our florals, will be ready, and that way I can, when we put the ties on our sign, it will be all ready for us. So this sign is going to go right in the middle of our wreath. Kind of just going to poof it down in there center, and then we're going to have all our florals coming out. So you could actually come in with another color. Actually, I did have a pink that I was gonna make this wreath pink. Then I realized that I think I'm gonna bring out the blue in the shirt. You guys can tell the blue in the shirt is that's what's bringing out this. So I like that a lot better because the pink kind of didn't match. So that's the reason I picked this blue. And then because I think I'll have enough pink in like the flowers that I'm gonna use. So I didn't want to have too much pink. This also looks like an ocean. This is like an ocean blue. I love the color of it. So what? As you guys can tell, just by poofing it, this wreath gets so much fuller. So now that I got this bigger wreath area and crafting area, I'll be able to have a lot more room to store my stuff, and everything will be in reach, and it'll all be right in this area. My bedroom will look a lot better because I won't have a big all my stuff. I'll actually have to be able to use my closet for clothes and not and craft supplies like I previously have been doing. So it's just going to be a lot nicer in a lot of ways. Hopefully in the next month I'll be able to get I'm still researching. I'm going to be getting a MacBook Air, I think, so that way I can start my Etsy shop, because right now I don't have a laptop. Well, my mom has one, but it's very old, and I'm not going to use that one. I'm just going to get my own, so that way when I get to college, I'll have my own. So, as you guys can tell, this wreath is very full. It's gonna be very full. It's gonna look a lot better too. And this is with just one roll of mesh. It's 21-inch mesh. If you don't want your wreath as poofy like this, like I said in the before that a little bit ago, you can use 10-inch mesh and do the same exact thing, and your wreath will just not be as full, but it'll still look kind of like this. It just won't look as full like it does right now. So yes, that's why I tend to use, I like using 21-inch mesh, but for this type of method because it brings it a lot fuller. But I also like 21 or 10-inch mesh for other types of wreaths because sometimes I don't like the whole 21-inch mesh, especially when I'm cutting it. I don't usually cut 21-inch. I usually only cut to 10-inch. So you can just come in here and kind of just like sort it out the way you want it to. I'm just kind of filling in the gaps a little bit and finding any spots where I missed any fluffing. So there. So what I'm gonna do is our sign's gonna come right down here in the middle. You can almost like move these things out of the way, but I think we're just gonna bring it right down in the middle. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna cut this hanger off. I'm not gonna worry about filling this hole because by the time I get all my florals in, I'll have something to be able to, something will cover it up. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna move this guy out of the way. We're gonna grab our scissors, or our stapler. I don't have a staple gun yet. I'm gonna be getting one soon because I need one. But we're gonna use our stapler for attaching our sign. I'm gonna kind of peel this sticker off a little bit. Enough. Hopefully I can get the whole thing off. Okay, I think that's good enough. So then what I do is I come in here with my my craft stamp, and I just do a bunch of them. They might not see it because they might not take their sign off, but otherwise I just, it took me 2 seconds, so it's fine. So I'm gonna come in with some, I think we're gonna do, I don't know how many, I think we might do 2 or maybe even 4. But we're gonna use these guys. These are different color blue to kind of match the mesh a little bit more. So for sure we're gonna do them on the sides. So like I said, I use my stapler. You can use a staple gun, or if you don't want to, you don't even have to use a stapler. You can hot glue them on. Okay. I do a couple of them. I just gotta make sure they're not coming through. Okay. They came through a teeny bit, so we might not be able to use staples, guys. They're not as bad, but they are coming through a teeny bit. I don't want them coming through at all. Can't really tell that it came through, but because I don't want it showing at all. We're just gonna, I think we'll just do a, I'll just take my staple remover, pull them out. So you can't really tell that it went through, but I just don't want it showing at all. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually just hot glue them on. So I'm gonna put some, I don't even know if you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm just applying some hot glue, applying the wreath down, or the twisty down into it. I'm gonna find my popsicle stick that I use and just attach it. Okay, and then I'm gonna do it on this side yet. So I would not, if you're gonna use what was I saying? If you're gonna use a staple gun, I wouldn't use it on a sign like this. This sign's a little too skinny, unless you layer it up with some different. You could layer it on with some different papers, but I'm just gonna come in with some scraps paper. I'm gonna lay this down on top of it. Okay, that got on my finger. That hurts really bad. Ooh, that did not go as planned, you guys. Okay, so like as you guys tell, not really, because I'm very bad at keeping it on camera. So I just put some on the back of that paper, and I put that paper right over the top. Now I'm dropping this, and I need more hot glue sticks. Okay, I think we're gonna have to go like this and take my, oh my lordy, guys. It's not cooperating with me. Okay, let's go like that. Okay, there we go. I'll pull my hot glue skillet over here out of the way so I can grab some hot glue sticks. Okay, today is just not my day for videotaping. Goodness gracious. Okay, there we go. So that's just for some extra stability. And then I lift it up and I kind of bring it over and I twist it. Okay, bring it up, twist it. And because that guy kind of ripped a little bit, and I think the problem was because I'm using a very, 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 very thin paper. I don't know why I picked that paper in the first place, but I did. It's not even cardstock, it's like cheap paper. So what I think we're gonna do is just add some more down. Okay. We'll do it on this guy too, because I just want my signs to be as secure as I can get it. I don't want them falling off. That would not be good. So that's why just secure it down as much as you can. Okay. So then I just take I'm gonna put these guys like that and twist them and put some hot glue on top of it so it doesn't come off. Okay. So we'll do that quick, and then we'll twist this dude a teeny bit more and put some hot glue on top of him. So it doesn't have to be pretty, everyone. No one's gonna really see the back, and if they do, it's fine. So we'll let that dry for a little bit as I start to I'm gonna kind of get my wreath set up to where I can figure out where the front is gonna be, so that way I can get the it's set up so that way I know where I'm gonna be able to put my hanger at the end. It's kind of a certain part on the wreath form that I like and consider the front, the top, and the bottom, kind of because of the different crossbars that it comes on. I'll show you guys that in a second. Okay, just wanted to clean off my desk a little bit. So this is what you consider either the top or the bottom. It doesn't really matter. As you can see, here's a crossbar, and then here's a crossbar, and they're directly above, top and bottom from each other. These other ones are diagonal, but you could use this one too. You just got to pick one of the crossbars, and then as soon as you pick that crossbar, that's where your top is going to be. So right now, my top is going to be right like that. So this hot glue is just about dry. Push it down a little bit with my hands or my fingers to get it to dry a little faster. Okay. So once you figure out where the top and bottom are going to be, you kind of want to come in here, and I'm going to I kind of even want my sign kind of like almost like buried down in there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to find the different thing. I gotta kind of flip this thing over. This part you kind of can't really see, but I'll show you at the end after I get the sign on how I do it. right now I'm just placing it. This isn't gonna be considered where I'm gonna put it. Right now I'm just putting it in there just so I can I will adjust it after. So I'm just doing a couple twists so that way I know where it's gonna be. Okay. Okay. It's gonna be there's gonna be some pressure because it's not wanting to move. It's so then I'm gonna find my top and I'm gonna line it up. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it should be close. You want it to be as close as possible. Okay. So once I got it twisted as much as I want it, I come evenly and I evenly twist it so that way it's when I pull it on both ends, it evenly evens it out both ways. That way it's not tilted one end and then tilted the other end a little bit more. But yes, I think I like the way that looks, and it's about right in the center. So then I'm gonna fix it around. It's a little bit wobbly yet, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in here and just twist this a little bit more. And then I'm going to twist this around the bar so that way it can't come out off. And then see if it's still a little little wobbly yet. So we're going to come over here and twist it a teeny bit more over here. And then we're going to twist that around the bar too. You guys can see that. I'm just going to twist the extra pipe cleaner around the bar. That way there's no pipe cleaner hanging out and it won't scratch anyone's door. You don't want to scratch someone's door. And if it's a very long pipe cleaner, feel free to just cut it off. That way you don't have to go around so much. But I like to also wrap it around. That way I know it's not going to come apart and disattach from the frame, because it's going to have to go through all these twists in order to do that. Okay, so then I come in here with the extra poofs. And I push them out a little bit more. Not as much where they're going to cover up the sign, but help bring out a little bit more of the poofs to make it a little bit more full. But you don't want your poofs hanging over your sign where you can't even see the sign anymore. That's not what I'm talking about. That's a little bit over, but you can also fix it at the end. But you want to help bring it out a little bit. Okay. And poof some of them. Some of these guys don't look like they're fully unraveled. Okay, so I cover up if you can see any of the wreath form, because sometimes there's different spots where you can see it. So I think I got it to where I like it. So right now we're gonna grab the palm leaves. I want to use these as my base. So I'm just gonna come in here like this, come in here and cut them off and start fluffing them. They don't need to be fluffed too much, but spots like this help bring them out. They might be a little curled in some areas and flipped over. But yes, so bring it to life a little bit. Some of these guys might be folded over a little bit, so just help play with it. I'm gonna pull the tag off. And like I said in the beginning of this video, I actually picked these guys up at Walmart. They were 50 cents on clearance. So they would be perfect. When I saw this sign in my stash, I said that would be a perfect with those palm leaves that I have. So I'm not gonna add too many, because I don't want to if I add too many, then there won't be any room for you won't be able to see your mesh as much. But I want enough to help bring out the floral type. So I'm just gonna start adding them in different areas. I'm dipping them in my hot glue tray, or my hot glue skillet, if anyone's wondering. Just evenly place them out. I'm gonna cut another one. So I always like to add greenery every time I'm making a wreath. It just helps make a base, so that way your flowers, and it helps bring out the color in the flowers. Because if you go in with so many colors, they're just gonna start, and you don't have any greenery, your flowers are gonna all contract together, and you're not gonna really be able to tell which are which. Because if you go in with a bunch of pink flowers and no greenery, so say you want to have a pink wreath, well, maybe you're making a breast cancer awareness wreath. You guys can't even see what I'm doing. I'm moving my skillet over here. But a breast cancer awareness wreath, and you want to use pink mesh and then have pink flowers. Well, you're going to need to have some greenery in it, because if you just use all pink flowers, all the flowers are going to like kind of blend in with each other, you know what I'm talking about? You're not going to be able to, say you use pink roses and pink daisies, well, they're going to all blend in. The greenery kind of helps bring out the color in your flowers. So, like I'm going to use in this, for this wreath, I'm going to be using, you kind of can't see down here, but I'm just adding in, I'll probably add in 6 or so, maybe 7. Sometimes I like to work a whole lot. I have heard when you're making wreaths, a lot of people add them, like, go in, like, odd amount numbers. That's not always true. Some cases it's true, for me at least, but some cases, it's not true. I do whatever looks good. Sometimes it's easier to go in odd amounts because you can, so I think today is going to be an odd amount day with these palm leaves at least. I don't know if, because I think we're going to have to, yeah, we're going to have to add one more over here. So I use a total of 7 of the leaves. And I still have a lot left. I picked up every single one they had at Walmart. Every single, and they come in a pack of 2, so you get 2 leaves for 50 cents. And they're a lot better quality in the dollar store, and they're cheaper than the dollar store. So, and I bet you couldn't find a lot of these on a website. So sometimes go to your local Walmart, or some stores. You don't always have to buy your stuff from a craft store just because you want it to be high quality. You can find some pretty nice stuff at, like, for instance, Walmart. So I'm going to come in here because this guy's not staying. I'm going to add some hot glue up in there, and then I'm going to come in here with my, come up in with my pliers and kind of push them up in there to help bring them together. And then I'm going to, if anything comes out, kind of scoop it away. Okay. So that's the beginning base of my wreath. You might want to kind of, I might kind of just go in here like this and help bring it out a little bit. This guy is kind of being a little feisty as well. He's not wanting to stay, so I might have to go down with some hot glue in there. I think it might be kind of because my sign's not completely sealed too, but at the end of the after I'm done when I'm finished with the wreath, you can always come back in with some more and kind of it's coming through this hole, so I'm gonna kind of get it not to, but this hole will get covered up. If you're worried about it, you can always put something over it. I'm not worried about it right now because I know I can drape a little flower or something over it, and even hot glue a flower over it, so I know it's not going to move. Usually that's what I do. I tend not to buy flower or wreaths where I know I can't cover up the holes. If I know I'm probably not gonna, it's gonna be hard to, I tend to not buy those. A lot of the craft stores, and like if you buy them on like different shops for wreaths, they don't have holes, but I like to buy some of mine from other stores too, and they come with a hole. So yes, so that's what it looks like right now. And if you want, you could be done right now, and you could use this as your wreath. But I'm gonna add some flowers and maybe some other greenery. We can always add some of these ferns in there too and give it some texture. But I don't know what if we're gonna use that yet. But I want to come in with my main flower first. So for instance, these are my bigger flowers. So these are the ones I'm gonna probably use more. And like I said, I'm not going to use ribbon for this one. As you can see, it would just get covered up, I think. So I'm trying to kind of think of what I want to do. I think these would even look good just like every other one or something, maybe, almost. Cutting the, you kind of want to just come in here and kind of fluff these guys up a little bit too. I'm probably going to bend this and then shoot it underneath and kind of bring it up like so. I think that's what I'm going to do. So you can add these to a steel pick machine if you have one, to help ensure that it comes in more. I don't have one, so I'm not going to do that, but I don't think it's going to have a problem sitting in there. Okay, as you can see, I'm putting mine up a little bit more just to help bring up some texture, but I'm trying not to have it cover up the sign as much. I don't want it to kind of lean in. I don't want it to lean into the sign, and you won't be able to see the sign. I want you to still be able to see the sign that I'm using, but I think, and I think I do love, I'm glad I picked the blue for the wreath base, because it helps bring out the lake and more his shirt. It's more of his shirt, not really the lake. The lake is kind of more of a different color blue, but the shirt is really what is helping. So yes, I'm just gonna probably go every other one, or maybe every other, maybe we'll go every other, or every ones, or maybe, wait, I'm trying to think. I don't think we could go every other one. No, we couldn't. So I think we'll just do every one. Bring out some other color more. And if we don't like it, we can always pull it back out again at the end. Or whenever, if we decide we don't like the way it looks, it's not in there forever. You just have to pull out a little bit of the hot glue. Okay. The other night I made I didn't do a video on it, but I made a summertime wreath on a grapevine with a lemonade sign. It turned out really cool. Did the lemonade on the side with a bow, and then I did florals coming from the top on both sides, so it looks pretty cool. It's like a pink lemonade. It had this cool mesh tubing that I wanted to use in it, but then I decided that I wasn't gonna like the way anywhere where I wanted to put it, it wouldn't have looked that great. So it was this kind of stuff. I thought this would look, it just reminds me of lemonade, but it didn't sit very well where I wanted it to. It just didn't look good. So I decided to say no to it, and I don't get why. It's kind of weird how this one's like really green, doesn't have any yellow on it. That's weird. The other ones all have like a yellow on the inside. So I still need to get some different things for this base, or for this craft room. Like I said, it's not done yet. That's why I'm not going to make a video until I like it 100%. So then I'll have another craft tour, but this one will be a little bit better because it's not my bedroom, and I don't have to go in 8 different spots to show you all my craft stuff, because it's going to be all in one spot. I'm probably going to, if I don't, I might still have to have some stuff up in my one closet, but it won't be as much because I don't have a whole lot of room down here, because it's kind of like a living space. Also, we have like a thing that's like it's kind of like a hangout room, and then you can also, I have all my animals down here. We have a bar down here, so I can't take up the whole basement because I gotta save it for some stuff we have to save it for. But or otherwise I can always put it in the back room that we have here. We have like our basement's kind of split into 2 sections. So I might I have the back room right now is where I store all my done wreaths until they sell. So it kind of functions as that right now. I have a wall with all the different wreaths hung up. But for right now, I might have, for a little bit until I figure out what I'm going to do everything, I might have to put some of the stuff back there. But I don't want to put all of it back there. I want to keep a lot of it over here in my space. So that way I can, it'd be easy to grab. I don't need to have a lot of my seasonal decor because I don't need to have, like if it's not Christmas time, I don't need to have all my Christmas ribbon. But I would like it down here. That way it's not like in different spots. I kind of have right now, I have like a little system where I switch out the different seasons and the decor for it. Like the different things that I need for the different wreaths. Like the ribbons and the, like the embellishments and stuff that I add into it. So I might keep that up in that closet. That way, then when it's like Christmas time and summer's over, I can put my summer back up in the closet because I'm not going to need it down here. And if I do end up needing it for something, I can always go up there and grab it. But for like right now, I want to have all my summer and patriotic, and I'm starting to bring fall in here. I have some fall stuff down here already, but because I've already did one fall wreath this year. But I still have some more summery spring kind of. Spring is kind of almost over, but a lot of people buy one wreath and they keep it up for summer and spring. So that's why I kind of consider it, I kind of say my summer and spring wreaths because they're kind of a lot of people just use them for the whole time. They don't really take one down. But I do have some, like I have my patriotic stuff down here. Kind of mostly done with that for right now at least. So, oh my gosh, I just bumped the camera. So that's what it looks like right now. I'm gonna kind of bend these flowers a little bit. I kind of want these guys kind of down a little bit more now that I look at it. And then probably have my other flowers kind of come up a little bit more. Just because I don't want it to cover up the, like I said, the sign too much. Because these are guys, they got big petals. And they kind of come over and kind of. And this way my dad's gonna, he said we could make we're gonna make a wreath easel for me. That way I can put my stuff up on the easel as I'm working on it or towards the end. As you guys know, I have an easel, but it's a little easel that goes on the desk, so, or on the table. So it doesn't really help me that much because sometimes like this wreath wouldn't even fit on it because it would be smashed on the ground at the end because it comes down too much. So yes, I'm gonna get one of those. I need to get a bigger garbage can because right now I'm using the garbage can I use for my pets. So I don't want to use it because then whenever I have something to throw away for my pets, I have to come behind here and I don't want it all together. So I'm gonna get one of those, and I'm also gonna get a mat to stand on because when I'm making wreaths, I don't sit. I mostly stand. I sit when I'm making cards and stuff because it's a little bit more comfortable. But when I'm making a wreath, I like to be up and I can look down. So it came in a pack of 4 each pack. So I still have one left since we only use 7. So I'll put that in here. So that's those flowers. Now we're gonna come in with some other flowers. So I think we're gonna do some yellow. This is called Freesia, something like that. I don't really know flowers, guys. I'm not that kind of an expert. Some people know them all by name. I can name a tulip, I can name a sunflower, a lily, a daisy, a rose. But a lot of them, like I never heard of this flower in my life before, so I wouldn't have been able to name this if I didn't know what it was. If I wouldn't have had the name, I would have no idea. I would have called it like yellow. It almost looks like an orchid, almost kind of the way it's like, the way it comes out, the way it comes up, you know. Maybe you don't know, but I thought it was an orchid at first. It kind of looks like one. So does these. Actually, I bought these. Here, I'll show you guys. Oh wait, never mind. It's like a big. Maybe in the craft room too. Well, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. I got this another big, like a big arrangement from Walmart. It was like $3 on clearance, and I thought there were orchids in it. I really did, but it's not. And I was like, oh yeah, it's got these orchids in it. And then I'm like, nope, that's not an orchid. My mom was like, that's not an orchid. It looks like one though. So, yeah. My mom has orchids. She used to have orchids, but she can never keep them alive. They always die on her. My aunt, which would be my mom's sister, she loves orchids, and she has so many of them. And she always bought my mom some, and my mom, they would never survive with my mom. But then, and my mom always did everything. She would water. She'd put ice cubes in it like once a week or so. So, because you can't overwater them, otherwise that would die. And everyone was like, "You're overwatering them." And she said, "No, once a week." And that's what aunt said. That's what she does. It was in the nice sunlight where it should be, and no, they would still die. And then my aunt would just take them after they died, and they would come back to life. I'm like, she's the flower whisperer. She's actually she is buying one of my flower wreaths with the petals. She loves it. She's like, oh my gosh, you know how much I love flowers. I kind of forgot because I haven't been to her house in a long time because this whole quarantine thing, but I forgot, yeah, she does love flowers, and that's perfect for her. Okay, why isn't this dude staying in there? Okay. Maybe we need to add some hot glue in there. Pipe some hot glue down in there and get it to stay. Don't bring my finger in there, so we're gonna use a popsicle stick. Kind of just push up on the sign and have it hook up on the sign. And I can always fix it and adjust some of it when I'm done. Like it keeps falling. I don't know why it's... Ooh, guys. Ooh, 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 ooh. That one hurt. That one hurt. Okay. Hot glue burn. Usually it doesn't get me like that, but... Ooh. Okay, well, I'm fine. I'm not going to be fine later. I'll have a blister, but... That's what hot glue does to you guys, so be careful. Life lesson, be careful. I didn't think it would be as hot anymore because it's been under there for a long time. See, now it's cool. I have these little things that I can put on my fingers, but they're really uncomfortable. And that's usually, I usually use those when I'm like gonna push down on them, but it got under my nail. That's where it is. I need this. Oh, I thought that was hot glue. It's my finger. It's my skin. Okay, we're not gonna let that stop us. My finger's gonna be a little hurt, but it's fine. Okay. So, I think we're gonna do this guy. I don't know. I don't know why that guy keeps, he doesn't stay. We might just have to like stab him into the mesh, or the mesh. We'll stab him down in the mesh and help him stay. This is where your guys' if you guys have a steel pick machine, this is where it comes in handy. It got me right underneath the fingernail. That's like the worst place to have it, because now I'm gonna have a blister and it's gonna come under my fingernail. Well, usually I'd put it in some cold water and help it go away, but it's starting to go away, so we'll be fine. You guys are probably laughing on your video. Everyone knows how bad hot glue hurts. I try not to touch it, but I didn't think it was still going to be going at that time. But, okay. So, I don't know why this guy, he's not going in. He's not staying in. This guy isn't staying in either. I need to, oh, because maybe that's why, because the thing split on the end. So, we're going to have to come in here like with a thing and kind of stab the metal. I need to get a steel pick machine. I think that will be a lot better. This lily is kind of staying. This needs to stay out of the way. Okay. I'm gonna get this guy. Put some hot glue on it. I'm getting a new hot glue skillet, so hopefully that guy comes soon. It's coming from Amazon, and it said May 22nd, which is a long time away, but it will more than likely come earlier. Sometimes, a lot of the times they say it, but I know they are kind of just, they're doing priorities, like what's a priority like right now, so like medical supplies, but okay, we have more yellow, I think. Yeah, we do. More yellow. How many do we need? 2? 2 or 3? We'll do 2 for now. I think we need 2, yeah. I'm doing one about around every, like, if you know what I'm saying, like by each lily. What are these called then? Okay, what are those? Never mind. I guess not. Oh yeah, we do need one. This is our last one. They really do look like orchids, because orchids like come up like that. I guess I mean I guess there's a lot of flowers that kind of, not every, a lot of flowers look the same as other flowers, but they're really not. Okay, so there's the yellow. After a little burn, we got it. I'm gonna probably just cut the skin so it doesn't blister up, because I know I'm gonna have a blister. Okay. Everyone knows if you get burned by a hot glue gun, you will have a blister. Don't you worry. And then it'll go away eventually. So right now I'm just kind of getting a lot of the hot glue that's coming off. So you guys, it's already starting almost to gonna cover up that that hole. Like I said, it will cover up the hole eventually after we start getting everything in there. So that's enough yellow. So now we're gonna come in with some white, because we need a little bit of white. We might even come in with some of this greenery. I think I might pop the stem and see what happens. It's all twisty tied together. Oh, it's a lot. There's a lot of it. Okay. So I think I'll just cut one stem, and then there's a bunch of different stems attached to that one. Put that back in its jar. Okay. Oh, these are pretty big. Oh, I don't know if I'll even need. Oh, this is really big. Oh, because that's the biggest one. They get bigger and bigger, so we might not even use these bigger ones. We might just use some of these like smaller ones. These guys are a little smaller. Yeah, I like that. Oh, you guys, it still burns. I mean, obviously it's hot glue, it's gonna burn, but it's still like really burning. So yeah, we're gonna add these a little. I'm not gonna put them all over. I'm just gonna do a couple of them in different sections, just to add a little bit more greenery to it. Need to add some more hot glue to my skillet, but we'll do that in a second. All these hot glue strings. That's the problem with this hot glue skillet that I have right now. It gets like, it's very funky. It gets really hot sometimes, and sometimes it gets really cold, and it doesn't, and then it like, when you dip something in it, it chunks up, and then it like really stringy. It's very, I think the heating element on it is kind of broken. So that's why I ordered a new one. And the new one's much bigger also. It's like one of the food ones. This one's very tiny also. It kind of sucks, but it's fine. It makes do. We make do with what we got. Okay, so I'm gonna add this guy down in here. Maybe. Okay. Yes, we're gonna add this guy right in here. Just for a little bit more added greenery down in there. I have hot glue strings. I pick out all the hot glue strings. That's another process that we have to do at the end of it. But I'm gonna I'm gonna actually cut one more stem off of this and then use, because these last two are a little big. A little bigger than what I want it to be. So I didn't really realize that they were all different sizes, but it's fine, because we'll just use the smaller ones, and then we'll use the bigger ones for like an arrangement or something. something where I don't need something as big as I have it right now. Okay. Get this guy off of there. Kind of prune them out a little bit because they are a little bunched up. It's fine though. We'll grab this guy. This guy's got to go over here because we already had a big small guy over here, so we'll add a small guy over here somewhere. Okay. So yes, greenery is a very important part of if you're going to be doing florals in any wreath. I suggest you use some greenery. You don't have to use big greenery like me, like I'm using, but I'm just using this because it kind of helps bring out the greenery that's already in the sign. So that's what I'm kind of trying to go off of, is the greenery that's in the sign. But you can just use like regular like greenery, or like I even have stuff like this. This is called boxwood. You can use greenery like this. I might add some of it in here, so I'm going to keep that over to the side. I thought about maybe adding a little bit at the end of that. If not, we won't. We'll see how we like that. But yes, these guys are a little bigger, so we'll leave these out for now. I'm already starting to blister, you guys. Blister, blister, blister. You can also use some like grasses if you want to have like longer grasses in yours. It all depends on how you want your wreath. So like I said, you guys, you're not going to see much of the blue in this wreath. You're not going to see much of the blue. This wreath is going to be very, very, very full. The blue is going to kind of come out from the bottom, but you could even have done this on a grapevine. This might have been a better idea, maybe. But I like the blue, and it helps make a nice base. So the blue, you'll still see a little bit of it. It'll help bring out some color. So we're going to add this white. I'm going to kind of clean up my area a little bit. I just like to have a clean area after I do everything. Okay, so we're going to add some of this white. Just added a little bit of everywhere to help lighten up the colors a little bit and help break the other colors. And you always should add some white into your wreaths if you're using a lot of colors. It just helps bring out your colors. It helps bring it out the pop, and it also got some yellow on it, so it helps. Where's I'm like about to dip somewhere, and I'm like, where's my hot glue? So yeah, like that helps bring out some of the color. I'm not gonna add it in every one, or like every other, or like I'm just gonna add it where I think it needs some. Okay. And just bend it. I'm kind of bringing it up a little bit to bring it out, bring out some, so it, like when you have it up in the air, it kind of like comes out. I'm probably gonna add about 5 of them or so in here. We'll see. You do whatever looks good. Don't have to have a certain amount in each. I just kind of go where I think it's gonna look good. And yes, there's a lot of strings of hot glue, and that's what's gonna happen when you're using hot glue. Is it's gonna make strings, and I pick out all that at the end, because, or I kind of, well, I do it when I see it, but usually I go through and I pick out the rest of it at the end, because I will miss some. This guy came out. If they are come out, just stick them back on. Okay. Maybe we'll only do 4 for this. I don't know. So I'm gonna add this last one, probably like right in here or so, somewhere right here. If he wants to go in there. Okay. I'm just gonna hold him there. Where was I before? I think I might need to add another fern somewhere over here. So I'm gonna grab one of these guys, maybe like this guy, and I think we might even cut it. We might cut it. I think we're gonna cut it. So we're gonna take our scissors, connected, cut off the extra, and then we're just going to come up the side. Come up the side a little bit, and that's going to help bring out a stem, the stem that is in it, so that way we have somewhere to attach this to. Might have to need to come up a little bit more, actually. This scissors kind of sucks at cutting, but we'll make do with what we got. So I just cut a new little stem, kind of fold it a little bit, and then add it into the hot glue. So yeah, if your stems are ever too long and you don't have shorter ones, I did have shorter ones, I just didn't feel like cutting off another stem. I'll just use it like I did. And it worked fine, as you guys saw. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna come through and just see how everything's looking. I'm gonna probably come in with some of this, I don't know if red, I think a little bit of red will help bring out that kind of red. So we'll see. We can cut a stem, and if we don't like it, we don't add it. I always cut a stem just so I can kind of place it where I think I would probably put some red. But I think that looked good. I think it will, as long as if there was no red in the sign, I don't think I would have added this. But since there's some red in the sign, I think I'm gonna add it, just because then it helps bring out a bunch of the colors. Kind of go with, if you're not very good at picking out flowers or florals or ribbon, or kind of pick an accent piece. I saw this sign and I thought it would be perfect for summer, so then I just went through and I picked out the florals that the colors that were in the sign. I picked out florals that would go with it, so that's kind of how I did it. So don't be afraid, whatever brings out your thing. Maybe if it's a ribbon, maybe you saw a ribbon and you just thought it would look so cool, so you got that. Then you got to kind of pick out a sign if you want a sign. Maybe you don't want a sign. Maybe it's whatever your inspiration. That's what I call it. Whatever inspires you to make that wreath. Sometimes it's the ribbon, sometimes it's the sign, sometimes it's a flower that you really like and you thought it would look really cool in a wreath. Then you got to pick colors with the rest of your stuff. You need to pick ribbon that you think will look really good with that. You need to pick out your sign if you want it, your mesh. Like my mesh, I brought out the blue because at first I thought pink, but then I realized, then I saw the blue that I had in my stash, and I think that blue really helped bring out like the shirt. That's the reason I picked out the blue, is because of the shirt. I think it brings out the color in his shirt, and it brings out some of the blue in the ocean. Kind of looks like an ocean color. The ocean in this one is not as, or the water in this one is not as blue as what his shirt is, but the shirt really matches the color of this mesh for today. If you don't want to use mesh, you could, like I said, you could use a grapevine wreath. I think a grapevine would look really cool with this, since you're not going to see too much of the, mesh, but you'll see some of it. You'll see a little bit of it. It also makes a nice base for you to add in all your florals. So what I think I'm going to come in here with is just this greenery bush now. To kind of pick off some of these and add that in there, just to help separate the different colors. Like I said before, you don't want to add just all flowers. You need to add some greenery. I got some greenery in the back, but I think I want a couple hanging over, like so. Not too much, but a little bit. Just like that, and add that in there a little bit. You're not going to see a lot of it, but it will help bring out some of your colors a little bit more, trust me. And if you don't have if you're not a wreath maker, but you want to make a wreath, and you don't have a hot glue skillet, a hot glue gun works perfectly fine. It's a little bit more easier, but if you don't make too many wreaths, or you're not a wreath maker and you don't make wreaths on a daily basis, and you have a hot glue gun, it's perfect. It works perfect. You just have to add some hot glue onto the thing. Instead of dipping it in the hot glue skillet, you just have to add it in with your hot glue gun. If you're looking for a hot glue skillet, you don't know where to get one, Amazon's a great place. If you look up hot glue skillet for crafts, you're not gonna have it's not gonna come up with one of the big ones. It's gonna come up with like a small one, like what I have. That's what I did the first time. But if you want a hot glue skillet, just look up slow cooker skillet, or like a electric skillet, and then they have like a food one. That's the one that I have coming in the mail. So yeah, so don't look if you look up the craft one, it's not gonna bring you to it's not gonna show like one of the bigger ones. But yes, so just look up electric skillet. I got the 8-inch one, I think it is. 8-inch, yeah. Something like that. The cheaper one. The smallest one that they had. That's the one that, Southern Charm Reese, Julie Smacco at Southern Charm Reese recommended, so that's the one I got. My finger is starting to go away. The blister is not in because I kind of I cut the skin so that the blister wouldn't form. But yes, so now I'm just kind of going through and seeing where I want if I need where I want to add any other florals and kind of cover up I think once you add this on, you're not going to see the hole, but I'll probably do something over there just to help get rid of that. But now I'm going to bring in some orange because I want to bring in the orange that's on here and kind of over here. So we're going to use these orange daisies. What are we looking at for time? 54 minutes. It's kind of a fun wreath though. Adding the florals is a little bit more fun. And then we also have my time lapse of the thing. Let me know guys in the comments if you guys like the time lapse, or if you just want or if you rather just have me make do the whole thing. I don't want my videos to be too long, but I could also do some and I could start it and then exit. I just thought I'd put it on a time lapse and then you guys could see me doing it. Other than me leave and come back, I like a time lapse a little bit better. But I have some videos where I go through and do the whole thing. I just don't want my videos to be 2 hours long. Cause I know sometimes I don't like to watch a 2-hour long video, but it may be different. You guys may be different. I'm gonna have to add more hot glue in here. I'm using so much for this. These orange guys, I'm gonna add a little bit towards the back. I don't want too much more up here in front because the more you add in the front, the more the sign's gonna get covered up. And I still want to be able to reach the sign. So now I'm just gonna kind of add these orange ones in the back a little bit more. I'm just gonna add some more hot glue sticks to my hot glue skillet because it's getting down there again. So yes, these guys are just orange daisies. After looking at this, I might need something red over there. A little bit more red over there, I feel like, to help it bring out a little bit more. So I have one more stem over here I'm gonna actually use. Oops, it popped off the stem. That's fine, we can just, whatever pops off the stem, just stick it back on there. If it doesn't want to stay, add some hot glue and it will stay. But I see the red over here, but I think I need a little bit of red over there. One more stick of it and it should be fine. I don't know if you guys saw that. You guys are probably yelling, ah, you need some over there. Okay, well, I'm gonna actually pull this red up because it's a little bit too tall for me, too tall of my liking. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut it off and then I'm gonna bring it up a little bit more and then cut it a little bit more. A little bit tall. Okay, and then just add it back in there. For some reason, this white guy is doing the same thing. I'm not liking the way it's looking. So I'm gonna pull that out quick. You can do this with the flowers, so. Don't be scared. Don't think once it's in there, you have to keep it in there. You can always pull it out. And add it somewhere else if you need it, or maybe it's too tall. A little too tall, and so I decided to get it out of there a little bit. Okay, so back to the, see, I don't know why it keeps falling. It doesn't want to stay. we'll just leave it right now. It's staying for now. We're gonna add some more of these little orange, not purple, daisies. Just anywhere you think you're gonna need some. I'm just adding it all over. If you guys can hear my bunny, he's chewing on his cardboard box, so it's gonna be one of the new noises you're gonna hear a lot is my animals. I have chinchillas are first waking up right now, but once they get going, you'll hear them bouncing from all their ledges. Kind of keep it down a little bit. They're not used to someone being down here all the time, so they're probably like, what is going on here? That's another thing I love. That's another thing I'm excited about, is finally I'll be able to hang out down here with them and craft with them and talk to them. And my bunny's got his cardboard boxes underneath the white table, not the one we're working on right now, but the other one. So he'll be down there, probably gonna try chewing on my shoes or hopping down on my feet and stuff, but he'll love it. I usually, when I'm down here, or in the mornings, I usually come down here and I open up his cage doors. That way he doesn't have to be in his cage. He's got a really big cage. He's got two dog playpens connected to each other, so he's got a lot bigger than those pet store cages. But I still like to let him come out a little bit more because, and he's good about it. He pees in his litter box. He doesn't pee everywhere. Sometimes he has little poop accidents, but it's usually just, I think it's actually just him, like when he goes in his litter box and he comes back out and he kicks his legs, I think it just comes flying out, but he's pretty good about it. I'm just kind of scared of him chewing on stuff. Anything that I think he could get into that I don't want him getting into, I kind of didn't leave on the ground or leave in reach for him. Not much is down there besides, I think, my paper punches, but he's not going to get into those because he ain't going to be able to chew on those. If I see anything that I know he's going to get into, I'll take it away or move it somewhere else, but I don't think and at nighttime, I'm usually down here during the day, so at nighttime he gets locked up, so when I'm in bed, he's not down here causing trouble. Then it's my cat that you have to worry about. So I got these guys, and I think we're going to add them a little bit in the back, just to bring out some extra different texture with the different berries. I like to add texture into my wreaths. So we're just going to cut the stems off. This is a very florally, summery wreath. I really like the palm leaves. Okay, so I got them out of there, and we're gonna just add those probably in the back like we did with the orange daisies. I don't want to add anything else up here in the front right now. And yes, see, so this is why I didn't add ribbon, because you would never see the ribbon anymore. The ribbon would be hidden. So that's why I chose not to use ribbon. But if you want to make a wreath like this, but you don't want to add as much florals, you rather have to be able to see your ribbon. Maybe you have like a cool tropical ribbon. I tried to find florals like this that's on his thing, but I could not find them. So we just went with the color theme. It looks good. I like the way it's looking so far. Can add a little bit. I don't know what else we have. You can see I might put it up on the wall that's over here and hang it up and see what it looks like after I get these guys in here. This guy came off again, so oh no, wait, it just came off of this thing. I might have to add hot glue to that guy. I probably will at the end. So, do you guys like making floral wreaths, or do you just rather add a bow and some ribbon and not as much florals? I used to not like making florals because I just didn't think it looked good, but now I think I love it. I think it looks so much better. I think it looks cool making I learned. I used to be not good at it. I made a couple of them one time, but I like to work on grapevines with florals. It's a lot easier because you can shove them into the different little crevices and stuff, and they stick a lot better. But I like working with mesh on florals on mesh it's fun too. So, a little bit of a mixed, some people, everyone likes it differently. Everyone has their own opinion. This is looking pretty good so far. Where are we gonna add this guy? I think we're gonna add this guy over here, and then we'll add the other guy kind of over here a little bit. I just kind of work it down into the kind of shove it and work it down into the mesh. If you have steel pick machine, like I said probably 1,000 times in this video, I feel like I've said that a lot, it would probably work a lot better. Or you could put some floral tape and use some wood picks, but it's not working that, it's not too hard for me. I think because I had the sign, so I could shove everything underneath the sign. I think a lot of it's sticking underneath the sign. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of brush off any hot glue that's on them and kind of go through and see how I like, where I see when you get this guy up in, once you get this wreath up on the thing, you ain't gonna be able to see the hole because it'll covered by all the leaves and greenery. So you guys, I don't think I need to add anything else. Let me see what I have. I don't know. I had I had another pick of red, but I think enough red I had was good, and I think enough yellow. I think enough yellow is good because we got the yellow kind of in the, but I'm gonna add this, actually I'm just gonna bring this wreath down. I got this wreath, this one's sold, but they want flowers, so I have a shipment coming soon. It should be here in a couple days, where we can add, I'll make a video on me adding some florals. I got some hydrangeas for it. I think that's gonna look really cool. So, like I said in the beginning of the video, I have the center already picked out. Wait, never mind, maybe I don't anymore because it's not very centered to where I wanted it. So I'm just over here, I'm not really doing much besides just kind of bringing in my my little hook I made, or one of my pre-made hangers. And then I'm just gonna attach it on here quick. I can't really sit it down on the table because the leaves are gonna come off. So this would be a really cool wreath for someone that lives down by the tropics, like in Florida or like California. So I'm just gonna get these guys on here, and then I'm gonna take some hot glue. You guys can see I'll come back in here. That's some of those picks that I had. They came through the back, but I'll cut those all off so they're not showing. Okay, so yeah, I'll just come in here like this. I don't know if you guys can see that, and I'll just cut those guys off. Hot glue is gonna kind of help stick, but there we go. Otherwise, I don't think many came through. I'm gonna take my stamper one last time, and kind of from the inside here. There. Now it's in the middle, so when you see it from the back, here, I'll show you guys. You can see it from the back. Okay, so I'm gonna set this down on the table one more. Kind of help fluff it up a little bit and see, and then I just kind of want to let that glue that's drying kind of dry a little bit. That is on the, whatchamacallit. What am I trying to think? What am I trying to say? I don't really know what I'm trying to say. These will also look really cool in the wreath. Maybe not. Never mind. I don't like that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in here that we could add. If we'll see quick. I'm gonna hang this up on the wall quick. I gotta figure out where my hanger is, and then I'm gonna quick fluff it up a little bit. This one tulip, it kind of is in the way of the relax, but I I think it still looks good. I think it looks good yet. So I'm actually gonna try to find a new place. Actually, we might just go like this and just, to be honest with you, that's what we're gonna do. I don't have any thumbtacks down here though. Well, we'll just use the one that's in here. We got one that's already, we're gonna put one right up here in the wall, kind of up here, just because as big as this wreath is, it doesn't have, there's not much room for it to get hung up. So I'm gonna quick hang this guy up, and then I'll go in and I'll show you guys what it looks like. I'll take it off the tripod, you guys off the tripod. I think it looks just so cool. I just think it looks so cool. Okay, so I'm gonna take you guys off, push this guy in, and then maybe a little bit more, or it doesn't really matter, I'll push that down. And then that's what it looks like, you guys. Doesn't that look just so cool? I think that is just the tulips going down. You can still see the word relax, especially in person. You might not be able to see it that much on here. We'll back up a little bit more. As you guys can see, the banner is here. So, yeah, the banner there. My bunny, my chinchilla, my guinea pig, hamster, and so on. But yeah, it looks so cool. And you guys, you can see the blue in the background. So I think that just looks, it helps bring it out. And from the side, if you do a side angle, if you're walking from the side, you can see a lot of the blue. So yes, I think this looks good. I think it looks full. We might fluff out these guys a little bit more so you can kind of see them, because I think a little bit of that coming out would look fine, especially over here. There. So I think that looks good, you guys. Make sure to like if you guys like this video. Comment down below any questions or anything. Do you guys like working with florals in a wreath? That's my question for you guys today. Otherwise, subscribe if you like videos like this, and turn on your post notifications so you get notified every time I upload a video. Until then, you guys, have a great day or night or whatever time of the day it is, and goodbye.